Okay, here we go again. Welcome back. Okay, I think you may enjoy the next part of the show because we have exclusive access to some iconic Hollywood memorabilia. And to talk us through these wonderful finds from Julian's Auctioneers in Beverly Hills, would you welcome, please, Mr. Martin Nolan, ladies and gentlemen. Martin, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, Martin, I'm very excited about this because you've got some really good Hollywood memorabilia, as we say, some very nerdy stuff, some very glamorous stuff. So
something for everyone.
For everyone. Not literally, don't. You didn't
yes,
mean
it can be for everyone.
Yeah, but it can. Get your checkbooks out.
But a tough act to follow. That choir, oh my God,
good
amazing.
Fun, yeah.
And Melanie,
you see,
gorgeous.
That's good
I
stuff.
Hope she should be keeping all her clothes, everything. One day we'll be selling those.
Oh, thank God you said that, yeah. So where are you from, Martin? Obviously you're not from Beverly Hills, by the sounds of it.
Kiltumathlone. What I'm doing here among Hollywood stuff, I have no idea, but this is where I am.
Well, tell me, how did you end up in Beverly Hills?
Long story. I won a green card. I was a civil servant, public servant here in Dublin. Won a green card in a lottery to go to the States. Yeah. Went to the States, trained as a stockbroker, worked in finance for 14 years. Man. And then I joined this company in 2005, Julian's Auctions, founded by Darren Julian. Yeah. Marketing genius. I was the finance guy. We were 5 people. We were doing the second estate sale for Marilyn Monroe, who we see here. And the rest is history. And 9 years on, we're still going. Bigger and better and stronger all the time.
So it seems. So what we're going to be looking at now in the course of the next few minutes is what exactly?
So we're looking at very intimate items owned by celebrities that they use throughout their life and their career. Yeah. For example, with Marilyn Monroe, we've seen so much of Marilyn Monroe on the outside. It's time we had a look at Marilyn Monroe on the inside.
And all the items we see will be going for auction in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, so we have 2 auctions. We have our annual Hollywood Icons and Idols auction in Beverly Hills on November 9th and 10th. Yeah. And then we have the trilogy collection, The Power of the Ring, which will take place on December 5th in our gallery in Beverly Hills.
So 2 separate auctions, but in the meantime, all of this will be on show in Ireland, in Kildare.
Exactly, at that fantastic facility, the Museum of Style Icons. If you guys have not been down there, you have to go. There's no place like it in the world.
In Newbridge.
You know it.
I know,
it's just phenomenal.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
We have what exactly?
So Marilyn Monroe, we are looking, in fact, as I said, we saw a lot of Marilyn Monroe on the outside. Some people say we saw enough. Some people say we didn't see enough. Right. Now we're looking at her on the inside. This is an extra that was taken on the morning of June 7th, 1 week after her 36th birthday, 2 months before she sadly passed away. So it really speaks to when Marilyn was spiraling out of control, really. And she had a fall between 2 and 3 a.m. in the morning, and her doctor, her psychoanalyst, Dr. Greenson, took her to Dr. Gurdon, her plastic surgeon, to see if there was any breakages. So this is the x-ray that was taken, but also the medical chart speaks to the fact that Marilyn Monroe had plastic surgery back in 1950. Now, Ryan, it was unheard of that anybody would have plastic surgery. But it speaks to Marilyn Monroe. She was so vulnerable, so like unsure of herself. She was always like wanting to strive to be better. What would make her better? So she had a chin implant, and was before we had silicone. So it was bovine bone that was implanted in her chin. And then later on, it started to dissolve. So hence there was some problems.
I suspect, respectfully, that there'll be a lot of maybe women watching tonight going, I knew it.
Well, I think we
no
all...
one's that perfect.
She was a natural beauty. We always felt
no, she wasn't.
That.
She was cut and pasted as well, though, wasn't she?
A little bit here, a little bit there. She also had rhinoplasty and nose job as well. But
what's left of her?
But she was beautiful. She died at age 36. These we estimate 20 to 30,000. It comes from
the medical documents.
Yes, and we've sold breast X-rays before for 45,000.
Who buys these things?
Huge. Marilyn Monroe is hugely sought after, and the nice thing about the sale of these, Ryan, is that they go to charity. It's a charity called RAW, which is rebuilding American warriors. Okay, so soldiers that came back from a war that needs medical attention.
So it's not a senseless purchase in that sense.
Exactly.
Okay, we have here. Well, of course, those of a certain vintage will recognise this more than others. So we'll put that in context.
Of course.
No,
or you?
No, Mr. First Time Round. Just repeat. What are we looking at?
But this is the mask worn by Clayton Moore as the Lone Ranger from 1949 to 51, and again from 1954 to 57. Yeah. Hugely, phenomenally, fantastic, successful TV show. He had 3 masks, Ryan.
Right.
The one here on the Late Late Show that's going to the Museum of Style Icons in Newbridge. One sitting in the Smithsonian right now,
in
and
Washington.
one part of his family.
Oh, so there's only 3?
There's only 3. And he gave up this one. This was his favourite one, and this one he gave up for auction. Right. And the guide price on this is 40 to 60,000. So again, this is very, very iconic. In fact, this will be on the cover of our catalogue. That's a marquee piece.
Okay,
really
so
important.
that's a really important piece.
Absolutely.
I'm very keen to get here because in terms of Nerd's Corner, this makes me happiest. I love this one.
Something for everyone.
Stop saying it. They're all going to be very expectant, including myself, by the way.
This one's for Ryan.
Okay, no, I really like this. This is obviously, well, you tell us what this is.
Yeah, so this is from William Shatner, and of course, Captain Kirk, beam me up, Scotty, and all that, beam me up. And signed by William Shatner, which, and there's a photograph of William Shatner with this when he signed it, adding to the authenticity and the provenance of it.
There he is wearing
Going
it,
back to 1969. Episode 3 of, or Series 3 of Star Trek.
Yes, the original series.
The original series,
yeah.
absolutely, 1969. And again, the Trekkies love this, as you know, highly sought after, and this is guiding in a range of 20 to 40,000.
Is it really for that? And does it come with the boots?
And the boots come with it as well, worn by Shatner, and then after they became too worn, they went down to another cast member who was less front.
I presume the Star Trek thing. By the way, it's bizarre being so close to something so iconic because you know, if it didn't have the badge, you'd say €5 pennies, but it's obviously a lot more than that.
And especially constructed, a huge amount of research goes into authenticating something like this. William Shatner is a friend of Julian's Auctions, great guy.
Yeah.
We've worked with him for years. In fact, after the hurricanes in the Gulf region, Hurricane Katrina and Rita, he wanted to do something for charity. He was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, that night show, and he just had his kidney stone removed, and so he wanted to know how could he, raise money for charity. So we contacted him and we said we'll find a buyer for it.
For the kidney stone?
For the kidney stone. We sold it for $75,000. We built a house with Habitat for Humanity in New Orleans. And in William Shatner's office today, there's a plaque with the family, with a photograph of the family standing outside that home that was built. Ryan, we leave no stone unturned.
No kidney stone unturned. No. Okay, that's bonkers. I want it though. Okay, let's keep going. That's great.
Almost stoned on that one.
The kidney stone. Okay,
yes.
Now this is, of course, the late James Gandolfini.
Tony Soprano. What a successful, fantastic 86 episodes, 5 seasons, fantastic outfit, beloved all over the world, sadly passed away at such a young age. This is guiding at a price of 2,000 to 4,000 because he just passed away. We don't know how collectible he has become, but we just know how much he's loved. And he wore this in 2 episodes, in season 2 and season 3. So again, we can play the video, you can see him in the scene with the plumber and his wife and having the conversation, and the conversation being taped by the FBI as well. So, it was such a hugely successful show.
Well, who would buy such a thing, I wonder? What's the value in it for someone to own?
So it's a great conversation piece.
Well, it is that.
Okay, it's a tangible asset because people are buying these not only because they're buying the story, they're buying the memory, and also there's a chance that over time this will appreciate in value. And we see that with Marilyn Monroe and with Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson. If you're gone, you're worth more. And then he's not wearing any more tracksuits, so there's a limited supply. Okay,
so it's a scarce market.
Museums love it because, like Museum of Style Icons in Newbridge, they love to have these items because it gets people in the door.
To have a look.
And to have a look.
Now, I'm not really a Lord of the Rings guy, despite my appearance, but I know that people love this stuff. And let's start with, because wait till you hear the figure for these swords. I'll get them in there in a second, but let's go with the other things first.
So this is part of the trilogy collection, and it's Middle Earth. And as you said, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're totally in. If you don't love it, you're not going to really love it. But look at the
Let's look at the feet, the Hobbit's feet there. So
a range of 15 to 30,000. Look at the detail. Look at the hair on the thing. Now,
beautiful hairy toes
Sean Astin played the character. He would have worn his shoes inside here. And when he was carrying Frodo, it was specially lined so he could actually, had the support and the grip to carry Frodo in the special
And they're guiding at?
15 to 30,000. And then you can get the ears as well, Sean Astin again, for 5 to 8,000.
Okay, so the whole package you're looking at for...
2 different lots.
2 different lots.
Yes, and again, there's only guiding prices. When the bidders, and all over the world, people can go to juliansauctions.com, see and hear the auctioneer and bid in real time.
Right.
So everyone is competing worldwide on this. It's not just in Beverly Hills.
These are the Lord of the Rings feet and ears, not to be confused with Marilyn Monroe's feet and ears, which are not available for auction. What about the crown?
The crown we estimate 12 to 20,000, and the ring. This is really the power of the ring. This is the prototype for all the rings. This was the most powerful item in the auction, and this we
Is that the ring?
This was the prototype for the ring. 50 to 80,000. This was made. All other rings were made based upon this.
Okay.
And these are all going to be in Newbridge starting on a week from Monday.
Now, this is not a discarded curtain rail. It is It's actually much far more important piece, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the staff, and this is in
Gandalf's
staff. Yeah. We range it in price from 50 to 80,000 on this. It's hand painted, it's resin, it's made to look as if it's worn, damage on it, etc. All part of it, just to make it look really authentic.
Okay, the big hitters.
The big hitters. Well, this is Elijah Wood, again, a gentleman. I met Elijah Wood in Santiago, Chile. We were opening a Museum of Style Icons in 2007. Yeah. And a fantastic person.
Nice guy.
So nice. Okay. Just regular, nice guy. What a phenomenal career he's had.
Sure.
This is the sword. This will be on the cover of our catalogue for this particular auction. We estimate this in a range of 120 to 200,000 for this.
Is it made out of sword metal?
Yes, it is made out of metal. So it is a very, very valuable piece. Keeping in mind, there was a bow sold from this movie for 300,000. Orlando Bloom was the character. Really? 300,000. So that'll give you an idea of how sought after these items.
Sure.
Basically because there's so few items out there. This comes from a very, very aggressive collector. He's the largest collection outside of Peter Jackson, who was the creator of this whole movie. And so he built up all this. Sadly, because of medical problems in his family, he's forced to sell the items to raise money for his father, who's ill.
Well, that is an unfortunate way to have to part with something he clearly loves.
And he is like really having separation anxiety. He's basically crying. Oh, it's really, really hard.
Well, how much is the poor fellow going to get for this?
Well, this we estimate of 50 to 80,000.
Okay.
And then 120 to 200,000. Again, these are just guiding conservative auction estimates because, when the bidding public gets involved, and that's why I say, they're so sought after. So this is the first time these have been exposed.
Yeah.
After Newbridge,
they're gone.
They go to Beverly Hills, our gallery in Beverly Hills, and then they're sold. So I encourage you, it's open 7 days a week. It's free to the public. You can shop, you can eat, and you can see fantastic items. The Hollywood items are available tomorrow. So if you come tomorrow, we already have amazing items in the museum.
Well, it's very exciting, and it's been great to have you come along to show them to us tonight.
Fantastic to be on the Late Show.
Martin Nolan lays out. Thanks, Martin. Thank you.